Well, hello YouTube. This is Dr. Drake 63 here again. Today I want to talk about one of my favorite topics, which is the coolness of side folding, underfolding, adjustable, removable buttstocks on military style rifles. Specifically going to talk about when we first started seeing these, how they've kind of evolved over time, and what I like about today's adjustable stocks versus the ones of a few years ago and before. To me, the adjustable stock on a rifle meets one of the major NATO factors for me when it comes to rifles, kind of a coolness thing, but very functional as well, and they were certainly invented and perfected for a reason. Reasons such as jumping in and out of an airplane, such as this M1 carbine paratrooper was designed to do, one of the first side folders. We all know about the infamous, often misnamed Schmeiser, the MP40. The underfolder mechanism is still in use today. We'll get to that in a minute. What I find interesting is that Fritz here, as usual, does not have it extended. Does anybody shoot it with the stock extended? The Italians had a concept that was popular at the time towards the end of the war. The Americans used something similar in the grease gun. A sliding stock, which is basically two wires that slide through integral attachments to the receiver. Let's take a look to the underfolder design now, up close and personal. This is a Yugoslavian, former Yugoslavian, now Serbian NPAP DF underfolder. It's built very sturdy. As you can see, I'm applying a lot of pressure. I'm a big guy. You basically have parts riveted to parts, lots of friction, lots of pressure, and it's very tight when you first get it. It will loosen up. Here you see the mechanism that runs through the trunnion. It's all metal on metal parts, which means that just like your bolt and just like everything else, they're going to wear a little bit over time. I'm pointing to right now, as you can see, is there is a mechanism that controls the spring. You can actually tighten that a little bit. I have not done it. Basically need to come to the conclusion that if you want to buy an underfolder, if you want to use an underfolder and you want to underfold it a lot, open it and close it on a daily basis, it's going to wear quicker. That's just the reality of the underfolder. It's got its great advantages, as you can see here. Extended, a little bit of wiggle, nothing major. It's supposed to hold it stable against your shoulder when you fire and then collapse. And that's what the underfolder did real well. But there are reasons why this particular design was not kept in usage by the Soviets. Looking at the wire folders, these were real big with a lot of Polish builds, it seems. These wire folders are a mechanism that can go on the back of most standard AKs. It looks like it's not comfortable, but if you really think about it, that's about the same cheek weld you're going to get with an underfolder. And it's not the best, but it can work. There is a reason that the Sidefolder was adopted, especially by the Eastern forces. You can see basic modified trunnion, the mechanisms put in. I can push on that with my thumb and finger all I want, but you need counter pressure for that to work on that hinge. There, you get it, and everything's fine. Locks up nice and tight. Opens easily too, which is nice. But it's part of the gun. It's not going to wiggle or make noise. There are times you might want to be quiet, and that works well. Very strong as well. I've seen Russian troops use these things for ladders. It's just a well-built and evolved mechanism. Basically, the triangle side folder you see there actually came out first. The genesis of the collapsible stock on the M4 platform started in the 70s with some experimentation here and there, and Then things really started evolving with various ways of taking advantage of the fact that you've got a tube back there. Why not attach a 6-position stock to it? So this is one of the more popular things you're going to see these days. You remember that M3 and that TZ40 I showed you? Well, TZ45 I should say. Here's a retread of something from the past. These are modern equivalents, and they're, if anything, not cheap. Very collapsible. A lot of these use proprietary bolt carriers, things of that nature, which I'm not real thrilled with, but some things never change. And some things do change. Here you see an M4 adapter attached to the rear trunnion of an AK variant. What you see here is typical of a lot of AKs today. They incorporate the adjustable M4 stock. That kind of says something, doesn't it? Being that I'm the kind of fella that likes to keep his rifles in small spaces, I see a lot of use for the modern adjustable stock. This one right here, well, let's just say fits in a viola case. So for you older guys, yes, it is bigger than a bread box, but it is smaller than a viola case. I don't know what they'll come out with next, but for the most part, as I showed you a minute ago, lots of retread stuff going on. There's only so many ways you can skin a cat. There's only so many advances you can make to firearms, and kind of point forward, I think more of them are going to be along the lines and the materials and optics and things of that nature. But anyway, I've enjoyed taking a little look. This certainly wasn't a deep dive into adjustable stocks over time. I don't really happen to know when the very first adjustable stock was put on a rifle. I actually looked for that and could not find that. So if somebody does know, please let me know. Again, your comments are always appreciated, and I appreciate you watching. Have a great day.